Bzzz, getting fried again and again and again. Good morning, folks. It's 8:01 a.m. on the 5th day, month 2023. Gosh, that's a big old blast. Big, big, big blast. And it seems like a lot of its impetus of its second pulse went to the west. Pow. You can even see another line there. So you got the first beam and then pow. The impetus is swept in that direction. We also have a deployment down here that's working on the moisture here coming across the bight, and most of the weather forecasts up in this area are now out the fucking window. Yeah, when events like this occur, you have to take it into account. That conditions have just changed. So I'm going to do the backwards thing here. I'm going to do it quietly. I got a lot of perturbation here. Um, this would not be the base where the ice cube detector is, because that's down here. It's worked all the way across from Greenland, Atlantic. This thing is rocking the entire world. It just seems the main area of influence has occurred down here. All right, so I'm going to do some of the data jumpings for you here so we can have a full shot of this absolute manly deployed, or cowardly deployed, as you will, since they hide. That's absolutely disgusting. So now I'm going to bring it on back, and we're going to have to look and see what this does. Yeah, I just turned my screens on this morning, and I seen this. And so I figured, well, maybe this would be a good morning to just give it that old, here's your data. I want it with that timestamp. And good morning, folks. All right, let's roll this now and have quite a look at this. I do have to say it's got that satellite pass look to it. I know we're ringing like a bell here. My ears are absolutely blasted. Look at what came from the space fence right here. Look at this pop. Pow. But the whole beam is all aimed one way. Wham, wham. It all shoved that direction. Pop, 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 pop. Yeah, it's done the same thing there too. So that's going to accelerate some motions of this river of moisture here, because that second shove would be a low deck, and it'll move this along quicker. It's going to create some quakes through these lines here. Mid-Atlantic ridge, very possible Iceland, because of that second pop there. And their volcanoes have been quite active. Now, yeah. This is weather manipulation using electromagnetic frequency to move the electric jet and the jet itself, or the jet streams, and using the big tendrils that go from pole to pole of our magnetosphere. A lot of what these lines you're seeing are that high up in the atmosphere, actually condensating particles really, really high up. And it looks like you have a ship right about here. You see, there's more of a circle. Boom, boom. They're very active. This is a very organized deployment. And that area there is owned by NATO. That's NATO, that there. But this is international water, so who knows what kind of war game they got going on right now. But that's going to back that up a bit. That's going to. They've actually destroyed that nearly. They hit the entire storm. That's going to be an if. I'm going to have to watch that. Because if they hit the whole circulation on both sides, that thing will die. Yeah. And, well, that could be a good thing. For you not to have the hurricane steaming toward here and all. That's definitely been pinned to hold and go that direction. That tendril is going to have a difficult time making it to the east. Pop, pop. And they also had the double shell, but it made it higher there, so that should bring it ashore in that direction. Like I said, I have to now read this, so I thought I would show you guys my thoughts on this live and what I think it's going to do. Let's just bring it right on up there, and then I'll show you some Australian and relook at your weather conditions, see if we could pick up any signs in the atmosphere of this beam's passing. This is not good for Japan. Whammo. And that's like Fukushima's near where I'm pointing at. Their quakes are going to absolutely rock up here. This island here is always volcanic, and yeah, it's going to get more active. The Aleutian Islands could quake. This is a big event. New Zealand, this is going to help shove that your way a little bit. It might stall it a little bit, take it a little extra time to come across this big tendril, But I see no alteration much in that other than the corridor of cold that's been set up. This is going to back this up a little bit and slow that down coming. And it definitely cut that moisture because I said they're going to have a beam to separate things, and then they're going to need a CME. It's an excuse, right? And so we'll go back then, or somebody I asked to write that down. Tell me when I said that if it was going to be today or not. Yeah, to predict the CME is kind of an unbelievable thing. To show evenly spaced fires around the world, like I've been doing for a month or so, is something. Well, let other people get the credit for it. But I'm telling you, I'm not happy about who got credit for that. That person trashed one of my admins, Leah Gilvray, called her a troll at Montans. That person had so much integrity toward truth that I really, really got insulted by His Majesty, Mr. Nonsense. Boom, boom. Yeah, he stole my homework. Everybody knows this one. You want to see the first screenshots I took of the evenly spaced fires? Yeah, but at least people are realizing what's going on. It's the only solace I can give. Wow, that's a big blast. So, right, you've been dude, man. They did the dough. So now we're all going to sit back and listen to our ears absolutely ringing. I don't know if your ears should be ringing like hell, Australia. That went right over the center of the continent. Mine are absolutely ringing, and the beam was only over here. But that one over the top will definitely affect us. And it's going to drive more cold air down here on England than old freaky joy. Welcome to summertime in England with a sweatshirt. My. So now I'm going to go do now something a little more familiar to you guys. Go see if they've updated anything. Have a quick look around. Rather than wait and do a show later. When the signal's bad, I said, I'm going to do this while it's good. Okay, so now you're going to hear that annoying me pushing a button, jumping things along. Or you can just let it slowly play it, Chris. Rolling that beautiful bean footage. Some of y'all down the world don't remember the Bush's commercial and the dog. I like the beans. That was nice. Nice. Where's my cup that has the water? There we go. Right, Wednesday. Whammo, whammo, whammo. Smackaroos. You got a tendril right now that's bombed up. It's actually headed over the top of Nelson. It was quite a shot that they took. Here, look. It's right over here. Check this out. Look at these bombs. This whole strand has been held off with EMF right here, right? It's guided it all right in here toward Nelson. Man, did they get a... It was right about here. Look at these bombs. Boom, boom, boom. See, center point of emulation there. Emanation. Emulation. That's all they want is some emulation, isn't it? Emulation, combination, population, combination, depopulation. Bill Gates grins when chem bombs explode and detoxify your lungs. Are you through yet? Are we through yet? Yeah. Boom, 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 and yeah. Look at this here, huh? Boom, 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 boom. Go to plume. That's going that way. That's going that way. One goes east, one goes west. His skeleton head over here is part of the cuckoo's nest. That's what that looks like. It's the gray alien. Ooh, he's looking at you. Interdimensional reactions with the etheric fabric of creation via EMF perturbation. Right before your eyes, have a surprise, have some chembrams in your eyes. Look up, man. This is not naturally occurring cloud formation. Everything don't look like a coconut bar, sideways, right? Look at this explosion here. What is this, Kaikora over here? Yeah, all these lines are pointing right to his center spot. Straight line clouds. Come on. Well, the word circulation means it's circular. That's squarulation. Triangulation, squarulation, and motherfucking damn dumbass population. Have some more fluoride. Dumbasses. You know, people love their toxic waste, you know. This chem bomb going by here went from the Zionist star formation to the ringing of the Liberty Bell right over the top of your heads. My God, look what they can do to you. Devil horny shit looking out here. Number 16 over here. What's this here? I don't know. The flower of death. down on the low deck, ready to fall out on you. Fallout. You get a black light flashlight, ultraviolet, shiny, nice little amount of lumens to it, and at night shine it straight over up in the air, and look what floats through that light beam you're shining. If you're not in an industrialized area or place with dirt roads and stuff, you shouldn't be seeing a whole lot of stuff floating by, but yet we do. Now, if you're standing right on the ocean, you're going to get some sea mist and stuff. Okay, so take that into account. Look at that. Boom, boom, and a big percussion ring. Shake charges, man. X marks the spot where they chem bombed you a lot. The chem bombs come and the chem bombs go. Man-made snows. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, everything just looks like this. Where they're making a baseball diamond out here. Somebody smacking them out of the yard. Pow. No, it's a chem bomb deployment right here over Yorwanoa, and then another way. The manure, we should start calling it, because that's it. It's so toxified. Look at this. We're all going to eat our pound of dirt, they say, but I think we're going to have a kilo of nanotech to go with it. There's some metals in your head. We're not talking about good music either. We're talking about aluminum, barium, strontium, sulfuric compounds, titanium oxides. It even says titanium oxide in the Paris Governance Agreement. Have you guys ever seen that? This might take a moment to load, but I want to show you how to do this. CIGI111 Geoengineering. Now you type that into your Google. You say hides everything from it, and it's right here. Whammo. So I need to download a copy of this to my computer. Oh, I must have one already. Right, if you go over here to page 13 of this wonderful document where some guy named Mr. Burns thinks it's a good idea to block the sun. You think I'm making this up, right? No, this is about the all done. Really, I'm serious. Now, sorry if this doesn't load perfectly clear for everybody when I do a document, but it is what it perfectly clear on my screen. Mr. Williams C.G. Burns thinks it's a good idea to block the sun. And his bias is towards, he says he serves as co-chair of International Environmental Law Committee, Forum of Climate Engineering Assessment, right? It's like I said, this thing is studied, it's engineered, it's planned. Because to have engineering of something, you need an architect or an engineer to draw blueprints, or there has to be a plan. And when you go here, and it says potential delivery vehicles, for stratospheric aerosol deployment, I'll get that up large. The sulfur dioxide injection include aircraft, artillery shells, stratospheric balloons, and hoses suspended from tower. Artillery shells, balloons, stratosphere. Now, if you look down here, managing technology and dangerous climate change. They changed the climate by putting in, when I see the word fail-safe, oh my God, nothing is safe from failure. Now, when I look down here, I think it was reference number, this one here. You see titanium oxide to effectuate more control over the process. The word pre-injecting, pre-formed particles of other chemicals that are causing chemtrails to form and last all day. See the word other chemicals? Chemtrails are litigated. Chemtrails are real. You're allowed to say chemtrails. You don't have to say persistent chemtrails. We can say they're chemtrails. This is from a U.S. House Committee on Science and Technology. Geoengineering, a 2E, that scientific basis in engineering challenges. This report was filed openly on the 4th of February, 2010, and I know that these hearings were going on in 2009. It is now 2023, okay? I have been screaming about chemtrails for a very long time. And well, when I look over here and I see the words other chemicals, when I tell you that there's preformed particles in other words, nanoparticles of undisclosed things being put in the sky by untrustable, greedy, runaway, megalomaniacal, narcissistic leaders and corporations that only want money and how much they made that year. And they'll suggest somebody selling this in the presence of water is a known carcinogen in certain concentrations by itself. Not as much. But when you mix it with water, bad things can occur. And it also can catalyze with other things to make some very complex compounds with their molecules. You, you can't tell me it's not going on. You just can't, because I show you it does. And I'll be happy to provide you this PDF as usual. But you got to go through all these subnotes, all these little excuses. When they're using stuff from 2009, it's been going on. 2010, climate engineering and stratospheric aerosols. It's like old cracky up in the sky there, breathing, huffing a whole paint can in there. When I think about us out here huffing aerosols, because they say they're putting aerosols in the sky, small particles that can be held in the air, an aerosol. Okay. And you see here, folks, right? When your document just goes away on you, it kind of shows you something. I was done with it anyhow. Now, when I looked at this big blast, I'm like, man, there's some stuff out. There's obviously a device out here. And so I went and I Googled a few things for you guys to show you some of the what I call the mobile sea-based platforms for radars. You get this big Chinese ship here some people are well familiar with, and it's not just these big domes, and they're massive. These are big, big, big. These are like really, really freaking big. They can aim a lot of different directions and different layers of the atmosphere all at once, and they have lasers and all sorts to help manipulate the weather on these as well. But it ain't just China that's got these, right? And you just Google radar ships. You'll see some of the military ones, like the one that was towed into Christchurch just after the earthquake that's now going around, a picture from 9 years ago. Yeah, and they got these big emitters at him, to defend the ship using directed or to energy of microwaves. Concentrated in enough power on him, you can heat the air up around it, absolutely burn things up, melt them down. Zzzt. That's that Chinese one again. It's very often seen. These things are quite real. Quite real. Oh, did I forget to prep you this, didn't I? Yeah, you guys got a big blast today, so we're going to be re-looking at the forecast and the conditions. I'm still standing my guns. It might delay the arrival of the second batch or thin the tendrils out, so you'll get the totals, but without as many of them being as thick. But I see this backing something up, and as it's heating things up, it's going to fuel the winds toward this way. And it's not at all healthy for any of the fish out here underneath this massive vibrating up and down molecules, including their own. Right, let's continue along with the weather play. And you're planning on you being so wet tomorrow. Yeah, New Zealand, you're really wet. Adelaide got a big swipe coming across. Remember that big beam's come down here. Now it's going to back things up. Going to slow some of the flows down. Right, this side here, this is where the beam sweat has come through mostly. Right through here. Notice how now it's totally devoid of any action as they scattered the moisture. Those droplets just went from big to small. It just vibrated them back apart. It doesn't just boil all the water out. It has a reaction that causes a radar return to not get back such a thick raindrop signature kind of thing. Just to explain it simply. I'll read some of your comments while this is going on now. I put on roids. Hey, that's hemorrhoids? Hey, what was that, Sarah? I'm sorry. That sounds painful. Is it curable? What else we got here? Yep, my asthma is on the roids. Here it is again with the roids. Please explain this one. You got some breather roids. Is that where bad breath comes from? I don't know. All right, what else we got here? Somebody says their ears have been ringing for 4 days. Yeah, yeah, it's really bad here this morning. I noticed it when I went outside. The birds don't seem to sing it as much when the EMF is this bad. They probably feel like some kind of a storm or something's coming. Who knows? Nobody takes the time to learn the language enough to ask them, hey, would you like us to spray some aerosols on you? And as we, or would you all like to take another fuckatol so you don't mind aerosols? I don't know. All I know is as we're heading in towards Sunday and Monday, yeah, they did back that up a day. Yeah, there'll be a low deck. As they prepped it that way, there'll be a shift of some moisture. Will kind of pull back while the top was ringing. Wow. Yeah, this is an interesting tendril way of making a tendril. Hey, coming Monday 11th, you guys are getting right in the old six. And here it goes across the nation, nice and cold, nice and wintry looking, and that's so nice when the heating bill comes. And yeah, the fucking Tony gets a big tendril. Whammo. Which way's the wind blowing that day? Yeah, that soaks the thumb. Look at this dual vortices here. Yeah, yeah, I told you she had a pop at double O. Who said they changed the forecast? I'm not seeing it. It could stretch some of the totals back. And if they haven't moved them, I'll be expecting it. It'd be nice if they have an image of on Worldview. Yeah, you guys are in for a long-term squall. And you're 48 hours in and it ain't stopped snowing and wintry mixing. And then the double shift of the wind. Look, is she going that way, now that way? Oh my God. Have you ever seen the wind go this way and that? And chem bombed you, fry you. Will we ever see the assholes swing from a tree? Bzzzt. So, I said I wanted to see something. So we're gonna take a peek. That was your chem bombed all to hell. Boy, did you carp it. I didn't even show you what they did here. I mean, absolute chemical attack over here. Bateman's Bay, Kuma, and Goldberg. There are some heavy totals that were slated at one point. They were shown very briefly. Very, very briefly. They showed these totals. They're close to 10 centimeters off the coast of Sydney here. Yeah. It was a yesterday screenshot. And they showed this one as well. Oh, that's the same. No, that's just for a little further south, where they were showing 20 centimeters on the 10s. And I'm watching it very closely. How would they make it happen? They said yesterday. Well, here's one weather manipulation move. One of the tools of the geoengineers, right? These beams that they use. And there's a lot of different devices deploying, including land-based ones. I can prove some land-based ones right here. When the space fence kicks off, right up here, watch. Bzzzt. See that blast? Right there. It's space fence. Boom. See, it's fully nucleated, those 5 devices up there. And which one is doing it? It would be a matter of conjecture. Yep. Conjecture. I don't do conjecture. I show you the guilt, man. This is the guilt written all over the face of Mother Earth. Great big old blast down here in the southern oceans could cause quakes in one of the territorial islands. Big old pulsation right there. That is the fingerprint of the geoengineers using the dough. They're doing the dough, man. And this is uncool. So I really, really wanted to see if we got any disturbances that we can see straight off from that beam worldwide today. Now, the only data I'll have will be the sweat. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Look at the cleared out area. Not that line. That's the sun. And the sun's probably about there on that latitude. All of it is in the shape. All of this. Look at this hazed out microwave shit. Look at the stepped out square. Look, it's just like what it was. Look, see the stepped out square? See it? We do see evidence of their glitching bullshit, manipulating the weather here. I'm telling you, it's easy to see. You can always see where the plasma has dissipated the moisture. Went very clear there, didn't it? Versus that side. Versus the other side, where the beam came through. It's a big boy. Here's the line, right here. Here's the square step out. With that line there will be a satellite pass. But you see the curves? Boy, is this a good shot of it. But that particular line is the satellite break where they splice it together. So 90 minutes before that side was taken, that side was taken. Yeah. If the clouds are going this way, you can get a picture of the same cloud twice if it's along that line. Once 90 minutes apart. It is when you're inseminating that word. Spunky. Spunky the King Master. What a bunch of cunts doing this to us. Sorry, when I get upset, I got a Tourette thing. Boom, 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 boom. Here, streamer from the Tasmaniacal States. My gosh, look at this loopy. Here. With the squares and all that. This is man-made stuff. He says it's frustrating that they've noticed it happening over a few months. I get bad sleep when it's happening. My ears are absolutely ringing. I feel irritated, like somebody's touching me. You know that feeling of heaviness you can get on you? It's not nice. It's not nice at all. What it was a lot of chem to help propagate that waveform, it is for sure. Look at that crap. My God. It's a heavy deployment. Boom, 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 boom for you. Boy, are you guys copying it today? Your ears must be ringing really, really bad. Here's a percussion ring line right there. Big squares on the low deck. What a bunch of bombastic weather we get here. What in the hell is that? It's the vulture, man. Here it comes. The vulture and the pig having a fight. All animals are created equal except for pigs. Welcome to the animal farm of it all. Might be able to pick up a waveform here if I had a Coast of Xmas. Let me have a look. It's easier to pick it up. A streamer in that way. And this is rotating hot. And this is where the beam came through. That's right. That's where the beam came through. Yeah, you see that pretty obviously. We won't see what it did in Japan. It totally blowed out this area here. These folks are going to absolutely quake. Now, I'm not picking up any huge blasts coming from Xmas. Not anything super out of the ordinary. A lot of chem bombs being deployed though, so they must be needing catalysts up in the sky for some form of propagation. Look at that line coming down straight right here. It's clear in the low deck underneath this. This also gives a blanket of stuff for the EMF to bounce in between the two layers when this layer appears, and you'll get a more direct effect, amplification or decreasing of wave, depends on whether you're adding or subtracting to the values. There's definitely a waveform coming through here. Look, I turn these nitty gritty city names on. You'll see the waveforms here. Two of them. One's that direction and one's that. It could just be pulses from a localized next rod. Yeah, it's oscillating back and forth, back, forth, back, forth. It's modulating this signal. It might be Alice. Oh, we don't leave Alice Spring out of the equation ever. But they seem to have turned down the sensitivity on this, so it's harder to see the low deck. Okay, so I've had to get a little more clever with some of my viewings for you guys. Look at all these the bomb deployments that are now nucleating in the microwave electrosmog over the tops of us, which is pretty easy to read with an EMF meter. There's a waveform pin in this direction and one's pin in that direction. Look how the clouds hem. So that's going to cause an inflow here where it'll stop, which will then help fuel storms along this coastline. My, would you look at what they're doing to your skies? Put down your phone, look at the skies. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Rise, rise, rise. We must rise. Vote no. Vote no. Yeah, that motherfucker want to sell his soul. Fine, we'll own that, son. We're all not sitting in silence. We're gonna vote no. Using the tick mark, whatever the fuck they ask for. I'll tell you what, whoever's splitting hairs that much on your vote doesn't want your vote to count to begin with and needs to get fired. Because a democracy also should be about as blind, I think, where you don't be all looking at all in between people's legs all the time and rude shit like that. You just look at the content of their mind. Some people are out of their minds, and people that are out of their minds damn sure don't need to be leading a life telling me what my mind is, right? We ain't out of our minds noticing that, these clouds should have just come and then all of that should have just moved along. But no, it's sustained. And not only is it stayed, it's moving in the wrong direction. Right? Boom. See it? It's going the wrong way. Private collect Charlie. There he goes. Oh, we need some Kim over here. Pilot to Kim Bombardier kind of a situation. All this cloud. It's not cloud form. It should just sail right along. Boom. But it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. So something is moving. Something is sustaining it to be able to go and hold its position. It's not just a random nucleation by the microwaves. You see the bomb clusters here. Look, boom, 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 and it's like the letter D. And they're giving you the big D, man. Right in the old wazoo, isn't it? That's the wazooer. I made myself laugh. Yeah, what a bunch of wazooers, man. Really. It's like one of those ribbons to pay attention to something, Hi, my course is better than your course. Well, we're all going to breathe this. I told you years ago. I'm going to show you something worse than the vaccines. And if this ain't working a fucking vaccine, nothing is, because it's every day. This is already kicking down your door. This is already blowing through every crack in every door seal. It goes through your skin. Preformed particles. Nanotech. Transhumanism. People damn sure are far from humane. So maybe the human parts work and boom, 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 looking like fucking hemorrhoids hanging down there. The hemorrhoid cloud. You grab your grapes. Whoa! Piles in the sky. Chem bombs over the water. Boom, 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 plum, plum. Boom, 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 plum, plum. Boom, 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 boom. Plum, 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 plum. Have it. But hey, there's new asthma vaccine to test, Oh, hey, we can induce very burnt out lungs. The hell's down this on the wall? No, that is Jason coming to get us. It looked like his old hockey mask showing up down there. The only thing missing now is Freddy, because it's damn sure a nightmare on every street these days that I've been looking at. Plum, 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 you. You're a bunch of fucking bastards. Look at this. Some of the totals starting to show up now. Yeah, the poor bird, man. They're giving you the bird. Your weather's like turds. Here's your 8 cents. Here's your fucking smackatoons. Whoever said they was changing the totals of this storm. Right? They seem to have stretched it down by 10 centimeters. No. You've lost the... This is disgusting. I'm just getting speechless now. And this is a very... Few people in the world ain't familiar. This is Arthur's Pass. It is a main corridor to get the hell across these mountains between this part of the island and that for trade. And when you fuck that road here, and it comes through here, I'll tell you what a beautiful valley. It was spectacular. You should take the bus. It's quite a long drive. Yeah, this is beautiful. And you get heavy totals in here, it's running, man. And all these streams are running right to you, Beely. So get ready. Get ready. This wide area here is going to be rivery thick over here. The old corner knob is going to get a dousing. Yeah, man, they're dunking your knob. Better be careful. A little bit of... Here, we'll just put that there. Over here at Ass Hill, you will have some big fat rains there, Cass. And Arthur's ass. Further's Pass. Yeah, you see that total there? Oh, my God. Now watch this. We go a little further south. Some of these is a quarter of a meter arrays showing up on the tens. I'm telling you, expect these totals to rise because they're bringing the fucking tendrils right down on the top of you. Yeah, this has not gone away yet. Whoever was saying that it should do their homework. Or maybe buy Windy Premium. What's this here? Yeah, my favorites alerts. There's something that looks like something. Yeah, I get a subscription. It's the only way I'm allowed to show this is to pay that company. Just so I can use their graphic and they can lie to me. Yeah, they do. They lie like rugs. So I want to see the radar. As the wicked glitch has been seen flying today. Or frying. Let's see what we got going on here. Kick back, have a little drink. Same days, which I wake every hour, long days. That says Genji Marie. EMF and HARP. HARP was up there in Alaska. Way up the other end. It's up here. And just to show you. HARP is here. And I didn't see the beam is in the middle of that, so I say other devices have done this. And HARP is be quiet. Yeah, there's other devices, so I wouldn't agree that that's HARP. HARP is a specific one. High altitude, active auroral research program. High altitude, yeah, that crap. It's one place, but HARP type arrays, antennas arrays, are different than microwave array. One's a static antenna, one's a phased array of little small dipole ones. It's a different setup. Then you get the reflectors and dishes. Those are different setups. So, but at the end of the day, we call it directed energy and be very accurate, factual, in an anally retentive kind of way. There's nothing to see here. You would almost think there was a factory under here, right, steaming it up, or a power plant, but you're in the middle of the ocean. Okay, so you got some cloud brightening going on in that spot. A lot of chem here going on. Christus Penis Insula. Peninsula. My gosh. These beautiful colors of these waters. It's just terrible to know. I don't have to think about it. I know that this is not healthy. Look at this firework cluster here. And Captain America's shield there. And there the old Captain America base there. Where Uncle Scam convinces you need to buy his tech, his Raytheonisms. My God, look what they've done to our mother. I'll take it back one day. Everybody go. I hope you went outside and had a good day. They still decided that you were not needed to be seen here. Isn't that funny? And then this appears along that SWAT line. Right along the same SWAT line. Don't like it, says Mr. Horse. There's your timestamp. The time is now to do something about this. Be you, be free, be oneness. Big love. Stay safe. Peace.